Hello all and welcome back to another Hyper Blue Reviews. Today's video will cover the 2014 Skype horror movie, Unfriended. So I apologize ahead of time for butchering these names, but the film was directed by Leo Gabrielsi, the film was written by Nelson Greaves, and the film was produced by Timur Bekmambetov and Nelson Greaves. Unfriended has a good premise for a horror film, but it's hindered by poor execution and plot inconsistencies. Let's take a look at the plot of the movie, and here's your spoiler warning. Unfriended centers on 5 quote-unquote friends on the anniversary of their classmate's suicide. The movie begins with the main protagonist, Blair, teasing her boyfriend over the webcam. The couple are denied their sexy time as their friends call and are let into the chat. Things are pretty tense as there's an unknown person in the chat named Billy227. After trying to remove the stranger and realizing they can't, Blair makes a discovery that Billy227 is Laura's account. Laura is the classmate that committed suicide 1 year prior. In addition to Laura being on Skype with them, she's also messaging the friends on Facebook. The group decides that it must be another one of their classmates pranking them. They call in said classmate, and that's where the movie really picks up. Turns out, the group is being haunted by the ghost of Laura, and she decides that she's going to pick off their friends one by one. All the friends reveal a very bad truth that they did. For instance, Blair reveals that she cheated on her boyfriend. Another one of their friends, Jess, reveals that she posted something terrible about Laura. Adam reveals that he roofied a classmate, and so on. Basically, all the characters are garbage human beings. The movie continues, and the friends are all killed. And there's your spoiler, I guess. As I mentioned earlier, Unfriended has a pretty cool premise, but ridiculous execution. A ghost that is able to possess people through the internet is pretty intriguing if done right. Then again, I don't think I've come across a movie that has done it right, but I digress. All of the action taking place over Skype is pretty cool though. I really did like the computer interface that they set up. Although one of the things that bugged me about the Skype video call was that the video feed looked laggy at times. I get that that does happen during a Skype call, but why include that in the movie? I mean, it's a movie about an internet ghost. It doesn't have to be 100% realistic. Speaking of unrealistic, the death scenes are some of the most ridiculous death scenes I've ever seen. And I've seen some stinkers like Thanksgiving and Monstered. Given there are 6 main actors in this movie, not including cops and random internet strangers, we only get 6 deaths. Given the minimalist approach to the filmmaking, we can't expect much, but I still feel let down. The most iconic scenes of the movie for me are one character putting his hand in a blender, and another getting a curling iron shoved down her throat. Both of those deaths look awful, and don't really make a lot of sense. But it made me laugh, so it gets a pass. I doubt that was the intention of the director, but whatever. The other death scene that stands out is Val's. Val is the other friend that they end up calling in because they believe that she's the one pranking them. Her death is, she just sits there. Yeah. I'm guessing she may have drank some of the bleach that was near her, but it wasn't explained well. The other deaths are forgettable. So much so that I actually did forget them. I know one person shoots himself, but that's it. Going back to the characters' ridiculous actions, no one in the group decides to log off when there's a stranger in the call. I mean, I know there wouldn't be a movie given the way it's filmed, but it's hard to suspend disbelief when characters act this stupid. Another instance of character stupidity is instead of straight up calling the cops after the first death, Blair waits until her friend Jess is about to die before reaching out for help. Blair does this in the dumbest way imaginable. She goes to chat roulette and asks random strangers for help. I mean, that's putting a lot of faith in a random stranger, even though one does help her. It's just so stupid. There are also a ton of inconsistencies littered throughout the film. There's a scene where Blair frantically tries to unfriend Laura's Facebook to no avail. She's finally able to, and the next time it shows Laura's page, she's friends with her again. I mean, maybe you can write it off as the ghost messing with her, but I don't. It's a plot hole. There's another really funny error where Blair shares her screen with the group. She never technically unshares her screen, and the very next thing she does is send a private message to her boyfriend. It's funny to me because I imagine all the friends see it but don't say anything. It's even funnier because she's talking to her boyfriend about one of the friends on the call. That being said, I think that all the characters are insufferable. They all tend to shout or scream their lines, which gets really annoying. It's also weird because when the Skype screen is minimized, the viewer doesn't hear any conversation at all. So it's either the sound of keyboard typing or awful loud chit-chat between friends. And honestly, it gets old quick. So, one thing I neglected to mention in my plot summary. The main reason this group of friends is being haunted by their deceased classmate Laura, besides being the biggest pieces of shit on the planet, is because they're the ones that drove her to suicide. Despite everyone claiming to be friends, everyone treats each other like crap. You hear this throughout the film with the friends on the call, and this is especially true for Laura. It turns out Blair took an embarrassing video of Laura and posted it on the internet. The video shows Laura passed out with soiled pants. It's possible she was passed out due to being roofied, since it was established that the people in this group does that on a regular basis. And when Laura pleaded with people to remove the video, she was told to kill herself. I mean, heck, someone even filmed her doing just that and didn't even try to stop her. That's pretty much why I don't care about these people. They're the scum of the earth. Unfriended does try its best to shine a light on social media addiction and how these teens use it to mask their bad behavior. The teens in this film try to make their social media reflect a perfect, happy life, even though deep down they're garbage people. They use social media to mask themselves, hiding their true natures, as is evidenced by the picture Blair shows the ghost of Laura as she pleads for her life. Laura's ghost brings the truth to light by posting pictures and videos of their true selves, revealing who they really are to the world. Of course, the main characters are not happy about this, showing us, the viewer, that it isn't so fun when the shoe is on the other foot. That's probably the only thing I can give this movie props for, the social commentary on social media and touching upon people using it for cyberbullying. I think the message is there, it's just not well executed. The main reason I don't believe this message is well executed is because of the over-the-top acting displayed by all the young actors. Throughout the movie, the characters just talk over one another and call each other derogatory things. Ultimately though, for a horror movie, there was nothing scary about Unfriended. The fact that we're supposed to originally care about these characters until we learn that they're scum is also annoying to me. In theory, we're supposed to root for the main protagonist, or really any of the main cast of characters, but here we need to cheer for the ghost, which we don't figure out until midway to 3/4 through the movie. It left me more confused than anything, and then I simply didn't care what happened to anyone at that point. Again, not a good note to leave the viewer on when watching a film. All that being said, I give Unfriended 1 default profile pick out of 5. Thanks for tuning into this month's review. As always, thank you for watching.